Hey guys, it's Jeff from Pressure Luck, and today feels like Hanukkah to me. Why is that? Well, because I was given a brand new Instant Pot Duo Plus 60. Yes, this is basically the Instant Pot model that is in between the Duo series and the Ultra series. It's basically like a souped up Duo with a nicer display and more sleek look to it, and I'm really excited to show you guys how simple this thing is to use, and I feel like this model is basically going to be taking over the Duo eventually. So I'm here to show you how it works, the difference between this and the Duo, and you're going to see how simple it is and how fantastic it is. So I'm just going to give you a quick little rundown on how the Duo Plus 60 works.
And here we have our two beautiful devices. We have our Instant Pot Duo Plus on the left and the Instant Pot Duo on the right. They're both the 6 quarts, or they're both the 60 model. 80 would be an 8 quart and 30 would be the mini. You're going to see they look pretty much exactly the same, except the Duo Plus on the left has a little bit of a longer display with a nice blue screen, which will turn off if it's too idle after a while, and the one on the right is going to have more of just that simple LED screen, which is a little retro, which I also kind of like. But you'll see they're both button based, and neither of them have knobs like the Ultra. So I'm going to really quickly show you the differences between these two models, and you're going to see there's barely any difference at all, except the aesthetics. Alright, so let's get started with the basics on each pot. I'm going to focus on the Duo first, so you're going to see how simple this is. You see all these buttons: soup, meat, stew, bean, chili, poultry, all those presets? That's exactly what they are. They're presets. We're not going to really ever use them all that often. In fact, the main buttons we'll ever use on these Instant Pot is the saute button, which makes the pot act like a pot on top of the stove, where we can heat some stuff up, brown some meat, brown some vegetables, those kinds of things. The other button we're going to use often on this model is the manual button, or on some other Duo models it says pressure cook and it's moved to over here. They've changed that with some of the versions. This is a version 2 Duo, and then the version 3 ones say pressure cook. But they do the exact same thing, just different names. So, for instance, if I hit the saute button first, what I want to do to adjust in temperature, you'll see it's on the more setting, that means high. I can adjust it so it's on the less or the low setting, means the same thing. Hit it again to go to the normal or the medium setting, and then again to go on the more or the high setting. So less means low, normal means medium, and more means high. That's basically all that does. And then after 10 seconds of not doing anything, it's going to turn on, and it's going to go into the function that we've set it for, and it's going to start to saute and bring some heat. Let's say we're done sauteing. We just hit the keep warm cancel button there. It turns off, and now we want to pressure cook something. So we hit the manual button or the pressure cook button, depending on your model, and then we adjust the time using these plus and minus buttons. Let's say we want to go for 7 minutes. I just hit the plus button, or wherever I am, or the minus button if I'm higher, to make sure we are at 7 minutes. And again, after 10 seconds of not doing anything, it's going to turn right on and start its process. Now coming back here, let's say we want it to be on lower pressure. We hit the button that says pressure, and there you go, it's on low pressure. But honestly, I've never cooked anything at low pressure, only at high pressure, so I always just leave it at high pressure. You got that? Great. I'm gonna hit keep warm cancel. By the way, it does say off on the display, meaning that the pot is off, but it might feel like it's on because it's lit up and it says off. But again, nothing's happening, it is indeed off. Of course, always unplug your device when you're not using it. And the other button that I'll use whenever I want to make anything special is yogurt. And you can only make yogurt on the Duo series and above. That means the Duo Plus, and the Ultra models will only have the yogurt button. Otherwise, if you have a Luxe model, it doesn't have that capacity because it has to cook at a lower temperature. Okay, and that's really it, guys. It's that simple. All you're going to use is the saute button to saute and brown in the pot, the manual or the pressure cook button depending on the Duo model that you have. The version 2 is the manual, and the version 3 is the pressure cook, and it's located over here. And you're going to adjust the time using the plus and minus buttons to the time desired, and then the keep warm cancel to change things out, and of course the yogurt button. And when you hit saute, you'll adjust by hitting the adjust button. It's that simple. Alright, now let me show you the Duo Plus. Okay, so here's my Duo Plus. First off, it's brand new, and here's a little tip for you guys. If you ever have a brand new Instant Pot, there's a film on here. Peel it off. Look at that, all nice and shiny now. Isn't it lovely? And you're gonna see some of the buttons are in different locations and different areas, and the Duo Plus has a few more extra preset buttons than the Duo. For instance, it has cake, egg, and it has sterilize. But you know what? I'm never really ever going to use those because I always use the manual or the pressure cook button in this circumstance. Remember, some Duo models have a manual button and other later versions of the Duo have a pressure cook button. Every button on the Duo Plus has a pressure cook button. They do the exact same thing, as well as the saute button. So our two main buttons are on the bottom left and the bottom right here. So for instance, let's say I want to saute something on the pot. I hit the saute button, and you'll see there's no adjust button on this one like there was on the Duo. So to adjust, all I do is hit the saute button again. You see it's on less, which is low, normal, which is medium, and more, which is high. Simple as that. If I'm done and I want to switch gears to the next set, I hit the cancel button and it goes right to off. So now let's say I want to pressure cook. There we go, pressure cook. Now on this model, you're going to see it has not only just the high pressure and low pressure, I hit the pressure level button for that low or high, and I'm always going to basically stay on high. So I'm essentially never going to hit this button, but also like I hit the saute button to adjust the temperature, I do the same with the pressure cook button. I hit it once to hit it to more, which is the high setting. I hit it again to hit the less or the low setting, or normal to be the medium setting. I'm never going to change that. It will always stay on normal. Okay, and again, I just adjust the time by hitting the plus and minus buttons. If I want it to be down for 15 minutes, I just hold it down and wait until it gets to 15 minutes, just like that. And when you're done with something, you can just hit the cancel button. Also, something else worth pointing out on the Duo Plus is that the keep warm and cancel buttons are separated here, whereas opposed to on the Duo, the keep warm and cancel button are the same. So if you want to cancel something, you simply hit the cancel button and it'll turn it off. Or if you just want to keep something on keep warm, hit keep warm and it'll automatically keep it warm for you. And you can actually also adjust the temperature on how high you want it to be warm. Warm is already pretty low. I would always just keep it on normal, and you could adjust the time for as long as you want it to. It can go up to pretty much as high as you want. The numbers on the right are the minutes, the numbers on the left are the hours. So 15 hours and 20 minutes, that's a really long time to keep something warm. You can just adjust it to how you see fit. Another cool thing that the Instant Pot Duo Plus has on the display are these 4 little icons that are just nice to have. They're just showing you what step you're doing in terms of an icon. It's just a little prettier, I guess, than you'd say than the Duo. However, I like the retro look of the Duos too. I like the little LED screen. It reminds me of a watch from like the 80s or the 70s. So the icon all the way on the left is simply a pot with some flames under it. Okay, that means the pot is heating up. You'll see that on the saute mode. The pot with the little P on it means the pot is coming to pressure. That means we're in pressure cooking mode. The little thermometer over here is showing that once we're done cooking, it's keeping it warm. So when the cooking cycle's done, that's going to pop up. And then the one all the way to the right shows that the sound on the Instant Pot is turned off in case we don't want it on and freaking out our dogs or loved ones. And I'm going to show you how to turn that on and off right now. So to turn the sound on and off on your Instant Pot, you simply hit the minus button here when it's in the off position and hold it down, and it's going to say S off for sound off, and then you see that little icon pops up where it shows the sound is going to be off. To turn it back on when it's in the off position, I just hold the plus button down for a few moments, and then we're going to go sound on, and the little icon disappears because, again, the sound is on. You hear that little beep? Same thing goes for the Duo. If I want my sound off, I hold the minus button down for a few moments, and it's going to then say sound off. Soft, meaning sound off. And then to turn it back on, I'm just going to hold the plus button back down, and you're going to see the sound is now on. We do this when it's in the off position, and it's really quite as simple as that. And I'm telling you, this is a lifesaver in case you have a dog that's sensitive to beeping sounds. Or a husband or wife who is too. Or a child. Or a cockatoo. I don't know. And also, another very important thing to know, because I have this question come up all the time, and I've noted them in my other how-to tutorial videos on how to use the pot, is that when you hit the pressure cook button here, and let's say we adjust the time to, I don't know, let's just say we're going to go for 25 minutes, whatever you want, doesn't matter what it is, you have to wait 10 seconds, and then it's going to start. And then what happens after 10 seconds, the display is going to switch to saying on. You see that? And now we see our icons like I mentioned before, and we have the little fire, meaning it's coming to pressure, and the P, meaning it's in pressure cook mode. When it says on, it's building pressure. It's going to stay that way until the little pin on the lid pops up, and then after a few moments of the lid popping up, it's going to then count down on the time that we set it for. So when it says on, be patient. It's working. It's just building pressure, and then it'll start counting down. I can't stress that enough, so I always reiterate that in every video, because people are like, it says on, but it's not counting down. What's on? You're doing the right thing. It just employs a little patience is all. As for the lids on each of these models, they're exactly the same. Again, this is the 6D, which is the 6 quart, and you're going to see the pin is not going to be flush with the top. When it pops up and comes to pressure, it will be flush. We have the same venting and then sealing knob here. This one is a Duo Plus. This one is a Duo. They're completely identical. You see that? Down and not flush before we come to pressure. When it comes to pressure, it'll pop up and become flush with the lid, and we seal and we vent with the little nozzle here. Which, by the way, if they're wobbly, they should be. That's the whole point. They come right off and you can clean them. Just make sure when you put them back on, they're nice and secure and firm. Got that? Perfect. So these pots are basically identical, and I happen to really love both of them, and if I'm going to pick one, honestly, I'm going to pick the Duo Plus, because you know what? It's the newer model, it has a nicer looking display overall, and it's just a little simpler and sleeker looking. So honestly, the biggest difference between the two pots are having 3 additional preset buttons, which frankly I never use, and the adjust button is no longer needed. Instead, you just simply hit either the pressure cook button or the saute button to adjust the settings and temperature. And the display in the Duo Plus is a little bit nicer than it is on the Duo itself, with those little icons and all the little blueness and all that jazz. I also really do like the Ultra, which you'll see in one of my other videos, but it's knob based, not button based. And frankly, honestly, I've decided that I like having buttons at my fingertips more easily than turning a knob. It just happens a lot more easy and quickly. And you see how the display goes off after a few moments of not doing anything. If it's staying idle, it will turn off, and you just turn it on again by hitting any button. And there we go, the display's on. While it's cooking, the display will stay on the entire time. So there you go, guys. There's my review. I hope this helps you out. I hope that you're able to determine which one you might want based on your own preference, but I really do enjoy that Duo Plus the most.
And there you have it. Couldn't be easier. I absolutely love this one. I think it's my favorite Instant Pot model yet. And I'll tell you the truth, I prefer the buttons to the knobs, but the Ultra is very, very pretty as well. But if you're looking for a brand new Instant Pot, I would highly recommend that you guys get the Duo Plus series. It is fantastic, and it also comes in an 8-quart and a 3-quart as well. But I think the 6-quart's the most popular. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and check out PressureLuckCooking.com for tons of recipes to go along with your brand new Instant Pot. All easy, all acclaimed, all fantastic. And guys, also Facebook.com/PressureLuckCooking, and like that page for all things Instant Pot, like these tip videos like this, all recipes. When they come out, you're gonna know about them. And of course, at Pressure Luck on YouTube, subscribe there, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter. I got all of it. Thank you so much, guys. And you can actually purchase this fantastic product right in the link inside of the video description. Enjoy and happy cooking.